ang caption doon, visiting my two clients, illegally detained in Congress. Do you confirm that?
Yes, Mr. Chair.
So,
But that is only my personal position, Mr. Chair.
so but you are a resource person in this committee. Don't you know that I can cite you in contempt for Section 11 again and letter F?
Mr. Chair, to deny the request if it will be forwarded to the committee, because this is show of how do you say it, bad faith or suspend consideration, Mr. Chair, kasi makikiusap ka dito na humihingi ka ng pagpapalaya, kasan sa likuran namin, kakasuhan nyo naman kami sa sa Korte Suprema. So sa aking palagay po, Mr. Chair, hindi yata sumasang-ayon yun sa common logic at saka sa ipinapakiusap ng kanyang kliyente dito.
Magandang araw sa atin lahat, mga kabayan, at hindi pinagbigyan ng House of Representatives ang hinihiling ni Ka-Eric na palayain na ito. Bakit? At ano ang dahilan? Yan ang ating alamin sa video ito, mga kababayan.
We have here a letter from Mr. Jeffrey Ka-Eric Celis, addressed to the Chairman, Honorable Gas Tambunting Committee on Legislative Franchises, is dated December 11, 2023, and I quote, "For humanitarian appeal and request for consideration based on justice. Chairman Tambunting and members of the committee, I am respectfully appealing for your humanitarian consideration regarding my status as being detained at the House of Representatives due to my being cited in contempt by the Committee on Legislative Franchises. My appeal is anchored on the request to sincerely consider the deteriorating health condition of my 77-year-old mother, as she is deeply worried of my present detention to the point that she refuses to eat since 4 days ago. Secondly, I also state that I apologize for my misbehavior and the disrespect that I openly displayed before the committee hearing, as such behavior is indeed uncalled for and unbecoming. I also apologize for my failure to proper conduct, vetting, and verification about the information of my source. Thereby, I failed to observe due diligence, prudence, and propriety, which are mandatory values in public information work. I commit before the committee that I shall make amends of these lapses in my editorial judgment so as to avoid similar weaknesses or even errors in relaying information to the public. May the spirit of justice and fairness be your objective basis to grant affirmative action regarding my humanitarian appeal." And he ended, "Happy holidays to all. Sincerely, Jeffrey Ka-Eric Celis." And it is signed by the sender, Your Honors.
Point of order, Mr. Chair.
What is the point of order of the Honorable J.J. Suarez?
Can I just ask when did we receive this letter?
Comsec.
Your Honors, this letter was received while we are doing our hearing this morning.
So in other words, it was done earlier today.
Yes, yes, Your Honor.
Was Mr. Celis alone when he did this letter, or was he under the supervision of his lawyer? Attorney Mark?
Mr. Chair, he was alone, Mr. Chair.
He was alone.
Yes, Mr. Chair.
So, Mr. Chair, can I just ask the
Yes.
lawyers? Can I proceed?
Please proceed. You have the
Thank you.
floor.
Thank you very much, Mr. Chair. Attorney Tolentino, do you confirm the letter of your client?
Yes, Mr. Chair.
And do you agree with everything that he has stated in his letter of request and apology?
Yes, Mr. Chair.
Okay, that's what I have to ask, Mr. Chair. Then I have some points of clarification for the with regards to this issue later.
Mr. Chair, point of clarification also.
Another point of clarification by our Senior Deputy Speaker, the Honorable Don Gonzales. You are recognized.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Mr. Chairman, did Mr. Celis filed a Rule 58 or Rule 65 in the higher court, Mr. Chair?
As of today, Mr. Chair, none, Mr. Chair.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Mr. Chairman.
Yes, the Honorable Aquino.
Yes, it was mentioned about for his misbehavior. I want to clarify, is the misbehavior calling this committee a kangaroo court? Is it all about calling this committee a kangaroo court?
Well, I think that's one of, I mean, it's one of them. It's one of them, but not the only one.
He made an apology.
The Honorable Abante.
Mr. Chair, before I make a motion here, I'd like to ask the attorney here, who delivered the letter here?
We have no personal knowledge, Mr. Chair, who delivered the letter. But before the hearing this morning, Mr. Chair, I met Caselis and Miss Lorraine Badoy, Mr. Chair, and Ka Eric told me that he's going to write a letter. That's what I know, Mr. Chair.
Mr. Chair, do you think, Attorney Mark, that Caselis is really apologetic and that he is sincere in his letter?
Yes, Mr. Chair, very apologetic, Mr. Chair, and very humble, Mr. Chair.
So it means that he is remorseful of what he did.
I believe so, Mr. Chair.
Mr. Chair, upon hearing the letter and upon hearing the testimony of his lawyer,
And the Honorable Ernesto Janicio of Manila is also here. Welcome, sir. We now proceed.
Mr. Chair.
The Honorable Paduano, then the Honorable Dan Fernandez, then the Honorable Kimbo.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Anyway, since Ka Eric is not present and is being represented by Attorney Tolentino, Mr. Chairman, in relation to this motion for reconsideration of Caseles, I just like to ask, kasi he's voting now, his client, na ito nga, yung undertaking niya, talagang gagawin niya. But of course, I have to discuss pa yung 2 points na missing dun sa narinig ko sa letter niya. But, Attorney, diretsong pagkatanong, you posted just like what Ka Eric is doing. In fact, pati hunger strike and everything, they're telling the public that they will be mag-hunger strike sila, di ba? And, Attorney, nag-visit ka sa kanila, di ba?
During the first hearing, Mr.
Yeah.
Chair.
Tama, di ba?
And also yesterday, Mr. Chair, but I was not able to enter the facility, Mr. Chair.
But
We're not allowed by the security.
Yeah,
Mr.
but
Chair.
do you confirm that during your visit, nag-post ka sa Facebook? And ang caption doon, visiting my 2 clients, illegally detained in Congress. Do you confirm that?
Yes, Mr. Chair.
So,
But that is only my personal position, Mr. Chair.
but you are a resource person in this committee. Don't you know that I can cite you in contempt for Section 11 again and letter F, undue interference.
That's why, Mr. Chair, I'd like to apologize for that, Mr. Chair. That is only my personal position, Mr. Chair, and just expressing my.
Oh no, Attorney, ayan ka na naman personal. Kaya nga personal what you are an invited resource person in this hearing and you are not allowed to attack Congress, especially this committee.
Yes, Mr. Chair. That's why I'd like to apologize for that, Mr. Chair.
And you should, tanggalin mo yun dapat.
Yes, Mr. Chair, I will do
And
that,
all
Mr.
those
Chair.
posts na tinitira mo yung mga, indirectly, tinitira yung mga members dito sa House. That's why, Mr. Chairman, just to manifest, paano ako maniniwala dito? Natitindigan niya yung statement ng affidavit ng kliyente niya kung siya mismo may problema dito sa conduct niya, behavior niya after and outside this committee hearing. Hey, of course, depende yan sa committee if they will accept your apologies. But of course, ako, I just want you, Attorney, don't do it again. And do you commit na tanggalin mo yun yung mga post mo? After this hearing?
Yes, Mr. Chair, I will.
Okay. Thank you, Mr. Chair. May I proceed? Okay. Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Anyway, 2 points, Mr. Chairman. Ang request ni Ka Eric is all about the medical condition of his mother. So, humanitarian. Now, but of course, nag-apologize siya with regards to misbehavior, conduct unbecoming during the hearing, etc., etc. Tapos pati yung vetting niya doon sa source niya. But balik ko lang sa kay attorney. Attorney, tinanong ka kanina ni SDS. Yung Rule 65 and 68 hindi pa ginamit ni Ka Eric. Tama? As of, sabi ko kanina, as of now.
Based on my personal knowledge, Mr. Chair, none, Mr. Chair, because whole day I'm here, Mr. Chair, and since I'm here, I have no personal knowledge whether he filed a certiorari or habeas corpus with the Supreme Court, Mr. Chair.
Attorney, pwede po bang maging klaro tayo dyan sa issue niya? Pwede po bang tawagan niyo yung si Ka Eric? Kasi, you know, that can change the complexion of whatever, you know. So can you make sure, because unless you're also the same lawyer that will file for him, ergo, he could not have done it. Iba ho yung story niya na.
I am not engaged by Mr. Celis with respect to the filing of certiorari if there is, Mr. Chair.
Yes, but can you
Can I
please,
request for 1 minute, Mr. Chair?
suspension declared.
I will call Mr.
Chairman.
Suspension. Suspension, para Okay. Okay, so okay, we will resume the session. I think there's a follow-up question that would refer the reply of Ka Eric. Session resumes. The Honorable Paduano.
Thank you, Chairman. Anyway, two things, Mr. Chairman. Ito kasing may mga follow din sa committee ko nung nakaraan. Pero iba yung sitwasyon dito eh. Kay Eric eh. Now, ito lang attorney. Kasi sabi ko nga, yung undertaking niya, apologies lang. Okay, now, after ma-lift o temporarily lifted ang detention niya, sa labas siya. Now, kailangan to, amended dapat ang gagawin natin dyan kung papayag siya. That he will commit not to issue public statements outside against this investigation, individual members of this committee, and that includes the whole Congress. That's number one. Eh, wala akong assurance.
If I may.
Attorney Rolex, please.
Tapusin ko lang,
Okay,
Chairman,
I'm sorry,
bago
I'm sorry.
pumasok si
Attorney Rolex.
kababayan ko. Anyway,
Kasi manuwa.
that's one. Number two, yung question malinaw dapat na he will not seek relief, especially on Rule 65 and 68, Mr. Chairman. Dapat maging bahagi yan ng affidavit niya.
Okay.
Kasi, just in case, we can also use it, kung lalapit sa Supreme Court, we can also use it. Di ba? Just like what we did with Governor Mamba.
Okay.
So, kailangan dito, Mr. Chairman, linawin natin
Okay.
yung mismong affidavit niya. Thank you, Mr.
Attorney-
Chairman.
Okay, so Attorney
Can I
Rolex.
call my client, Mr. Chair?
Yes, please.
Can
We
I
will
ask
just
for 1
have,
minute?
we will just have to have those commitments, no? As requested by the Honorable Paduano.
I just relayed the message, Mr. Chair.
Yes, and
But the
can we have a
decision is
reply
with him,
before
not with
we resume our hearings
Okay,
on
Mr.
this
Chair.
issue? The Honorable Dan Fernandez.
Mr. Chairman, I believe that we are already discussing the merit of our supposedly motion, no?
Yes.
So, in other words, we will not be discussing the objection anymore if we have a movement for this motion. So, in other words, we are getting the different manifestation of our members, and thereby I will be discussing also my reservation on the supposed letter that we have received regarding the manifestation of Mr. Celis.
Thank you very much. Yes,
I believe, Mr. Chairman, hear me, no? That Mr. Celis is a threat to our national security. Considering that he mentioned that in all fairness, no, dahil may sakit po yung kanyang nanay, even my mom is right now is in the hospital, but I'm still trying to work at it right now. But I think we have this kind of situation wherein nagkaroon po ng mistrust and distrust yung ating pong hearing regarding Mr. Celis. And even the president of this country have signed a new national security policy comprising 2023 and 2028. And this in this policy that was signed by the president, it encompasses the meaning of security of this country, the national security. It only not includes the national sovereignty.
I am therefore inclined, Mr. Chair, to deny the request if it will be forwarded to the committee, because this is show of how do you say it, bad faith or suspend consideration, Mr. Chair, kasi makikiusap ka dito na humihingi ka ng pagpapalaya, Kasan sa likuran namin, kakasuhan nyo naman kami sa sa Korte Suprema. So sa aking palagay po, Mr. Chair, hindi yata sumasang-ayon yon sa common logic at saka sa ipinapakiusap ng kanyang kliyente dito sa sulat na binasa natin kanina.
Mr. Chair,
The Honorable Pimentel and the Honorable Abante.
Mr. Chair, I suggest that we suspend consideration, not entirely deny the subject matter or the request, because although they have already filed cases in the Supreme Court, they can always withdraw the cases filed the court. So, tignan po natin kung ano hoong direksyon nila Celis and ni Badoy. If they really want this committee to decide on the request, then there is no recourse. They have to withdraw the cases in the Supreme Court before we even start considering the request. So, Mr. Chair, I strongly suggest that we suspend consideration on this matter.
Mr. Chair,
The Honorable Abante.
actually, I was about to make a motion for furlough, but because of this development that even Congressman Suarez has said and Congressman Pimentel, I would agree with them, Mr. Chair, unless otherwise, Mr. Celis would be able to convince those that filed to withdraw immediately. We might be able to consider, but if they will not be able to withdraw, Mr. Chair, then we would like to let them know that they're going to stay here in this Christmas season from here until New Year, and that would be very, very hard for them. They should realize that.
Thank you very much, Honorable Abante. So, yeah, the motion of the Honorable Pimentel.
The motion,
Yes.
Mr. Chair, I move that we suspend the consideration on the request of Mr. Celis. So move, Mr. Chair.
There's motion seconded by the Honorable Senior Deputy Speaker Gonzalez and the Honorable Benny Abante. The chair has no objections on a unanimous vote. We are going to suspend decision of the request of Ka Eric until we're able to clear it with them personally. As to this case that they have filed before the Supreme Court and the contents of the case. I'd like to thank the Honorable Abante, who was earlier ready to move to approve or to allow Ka Eric, but I agree that I think we will have to make clear the position that they have taken legally before we can move on with our decision as a committee.
Mr.
So
Chair,
again,
further,
yes.
upon hearing what Congressman Suarez has said, I think that his letter and the actuations of the loved ones that filed in Supreme Court is highly hypocritical. And we want to ferret the truth here, and we do not want anybody here that would make a big fool out of us, Mr. Chair.
Thank you very much, Honorable Abante. That is very clear. So that being the case, the decision whether to grant the request of the Honorable Ka Eric for a furlough is hereby suspended until further clarification. And I would like to ask all members to, at any given time, a special session or a regular meeting can be called, or a special session if this happens after Wednesday. Thank you very much. So therefore, the motion is approved. We now proceed for the favorite motion. Oh, I'm sorry. Basahin na, proceed. Discussion? No.
Pagbibigyan na, binawi.
Nandiyan yung NTC.
Okay, maybe NTC is present, correct? There's a resolution of the Honorable Ginto. Can you comment on that before we suspend the hearing? This is the resolution 1425 on the relationship of Saraga International Management Corporation and Vascog Network Corporation Consulting Services in relation to the prohibition under Section 12 of Republic Act 10974. Can you please comment on this?
Thank you, Mr. Chair.
Yes, sir.
Initially, Mr. Chair, we concur that Saraga was authorized to operate an FM station in Rojas City. They were issued a temporary permit for them to operate the subject FM station. As regards the, how do you call this? Whether it's a management agreement or consultancy services, will, as the NTC has previously mentioned in earlier hearings, these contracts or management, however you call it, we do not recognize this, Mr. Chair. We only recognize the franchise grantee as the licensee, the grantee of the authority to operate the subject FM station. But nevertheless, we will look into the matter, Your Honor, and provide the necessary guidance to aid this committee regarding this resolution, Mr. Chair.
Okay. And the Honorable Ginto.
Mr. Chair, since majority of the resource persons are not here present, this committee, despite invitations sent to them, hopefully in the next meeting they can attend and shed light and also provide us answers regarding the information that NTC has provided.
Okay. So do you have a position paper on this? Not yet. Can you prepare the position paper so that in the next hearing, suggested by the proponent, we will discuss the this bill in its entirety with all the resource persons present.